Hello. I think I'm a little close. Hold on. Doop. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, hello. I'm gonna start the music first. That's loud. Okay, that's probably not. I hope that's not too loud or too quiet. And then I gotta start Team Raiders. So let me do that. Wait. Okay. Where's the Centurion? I gotta place these guys. Okay. So we're gonna draw Shoka today. So I had an idea actually what I wanted to do with Shoko. Done. I probably won't stream too long because I'm actually really close to finishing Near to Louis, and I really want to hold on, hopefully they'll still go out for me. Like I still really wanna I really wanna finish it, yeah. Or do you mind about Owadi? Like I really do want to finish it, and I'm getting really close. And so yeah, this is probably legs too long. But I hope everybody can have some chill times. No, not like that. Yeah, I don't think I actually pay attention to the Owari no Hajimari lyrics. I kind of want her head to be lower. I kind of want her to be kind of slumping a bit. Also, secrets, but I did actually start the idea of making a glasses mod for Idol Manager, so hopefully I can get ones for at least every pose, every default pose anyway. There you go. So what I want, I'm gonna have to deal with the I don't know if I want it to be exactly this layout, but I wanted her pose. Her pose was the most important part to me. I kind of want the city in the background, but I'm kind of nervous about doing this. Kinda nervous about doing this. I'm not good at perspective. I also know that the Tolshi building probably doesn't look exactly like this anyway. That doesn't look right. God damn it! Perspective hard. I'm gonna wanna die. Oh my god, perspective hard. Oh my god. I have no idea what I'm doing at all, besides making an attempt. And I suppose making an attempt is, no, because this is way too, this has to be like bird's eye view almost, with how high she is up. God damn it. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe something like this. I don't know how to perspective at all. I don't know how to perspective at all. Oh, this is so bad. And then like there'd be another building like here, and then like here. Oh god, perspective hard. Perspective hard. I'm probably focusing too much on something that nobody's gonna really... That I'm probably gonna like make like super hard to tell what it is. But it's important! There. That's the sketch of the idea that I had in my head.
Wait, I wanna see it more. I wanna see it more. Okay, I take it back. I don't wanna see it more. I don't wanna see it more.
How are you, Tippers? How are you? What are you guys doing? Hold on, let me do my little shout out. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. You guys are doing... Oh, Nino Kuni. How was Nino Kuni? Dun 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 dun. We're working on Shoka. There's no spoilers except maybe music spoilers for Neo to Wii, but we're just drawing Shoka. Well, we're getting there. I drew out the sketch of the thing I wanted to draw. I kind of want to make it actually look like the style too, so I'm gonna have to try my best to make my style, my normal style, which is very round. I'm gonna have to do my best to make it a little bit more sharp for this. Ooh, I know that like Nino Kuni is like was on my list for a long time of like something I wanted to play, but I just never got around to it. It always looked like it had a really nice style to it, at least. But this will be probably one of my shorter draw streams. I'm definitely not going to finish this today. In part because I want to finish the game. But I'll go for a little while. Yeah, I know, because I never actually gotten to play the first one either. I want to change my drink, hold on. I'm just gonna go with my regular drink. I mean, it always feels really nice when you go back to a game series after a long time, I think. Like, Neo to Wooey has been fantastic for me. It's been amazing to go back to the series. But I also think Neo to Wooey did a really, really good job. I think, honestly, I actually might have a bigger... I mean, alright, I have to say that I am definitely being influenced by New Game Syndrome, right? But for now, it might actually be... I like it better. I like it more than original to Wooey. Alright, I should remember what her, Nice myself. Alright. My sketch is kind of messy. Kinda messy. She has a belt here. Actually, no, it's a little bit lower. And actually, the stuff doesn't really combine until the belt. The two sides. I definitely recommend, if you can find a way to play it. The original DS to Wooey was very, very good. This music is also from to Wooey, and it's just actually fantastic. I think the other thing that's really unique about it is the style of the game is just... It's very unique. It's not your typical style. The hard line art, the sharp edges, it's just a very unique style all around. And then, yeah, the game itself was really good, of course. But many of us have been very exhausted having them do so many, like, oh, exciting, we're doing a countdown to something to Wooey related, and then it's just like not another game for 10 years. It was a painful 10 years. It's time for the 3-minute clapping song. It's a 3-minute clapping song. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. It's a 3-minute clapping song. I think it actually is 3 minutes long too. I won't ever give in, no matter how far. Wait, what the hell? This is a 6-minute version of the 3-minute clapping song. But I also would say, it's double the 3-minute clapping. It's 2 times. I would actually say that this game's style really influenced my own a lot. Because I ended up going more thicker lines. Though I, in the end, ended up going for more of a, like a rounder. I ended up going for more round than sharp edges, like Wooey does. But I definitely say that there are a lot of elements from the Neo to Wooey, the to Wooey style that I did have a whole stint where I drew a lot of stuff in Neo to Wooey style that was much more closer to their original. But then eventually I stopped, obviously. Clapping, clapping. I wanted to sit here and clap. It's so easy. Let me wake you up. Oh my god, they are crazy. They actually draw all the lace lines. Oh my god. The music's just fantastic in Tui. I keep on. Actually, I think her socks are a little bit longer. Yeah, I mean, I'm even just in the sketch phase too, so I don't even have to worry about it too much. But I'm trying to, I want to try to emulate the style like just at least a little bit. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep the same level of detail. It's been a while since, well, I would say it's been a while, but I did do the art where I drew Mimi like this too. Where I drew myself like this. A little more smooth. And dreadful dreams. You up. Let me wake you up. Dun 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 dun. So socks. I think her leg's a little short here. Her feet are kind of slim. Till the time is up, I'll never give up. On my regrets. Ugh! Her head's big. I'm gonna have to shrink it. I'm gonna have to make her head a little smaller. On my way. I'm just gonna... This is only a sketch, so I don't have to do all the details. I have learned to swim. Wait, no, that's not the lyrics here. Okay, maybe like this? Getting this just right is gonna be rough. This leg is too wide. Wide leg. But yeah, I'm definitely not gonna stream for too long because I do wanna actually finish the game itself. I did record some stuff for it, so I might actually make some highlights for it for stuff that I wasn't streaming. But I might hold on to it just a little bit so that I don't have, so like I can wait until after kind of like, what would I call, spoiler embargo? Not really an embargo, but just like spoiler courtesy, so to speak. It's kind of over. Because I don't want to... I mean, I guess with, like, live videos, like, I don't know. I know that there's definitely some people that have already posted spoilers. Like, when I went to go grab this playlist for the music, I was like going, okay, I know there's going to be spoilers in there. I have to be careful about what I click. Because I don't even want to be spoiled on the final boss battle theme. But I admit that I'm kind of picky about my spoilers, about what I want not spoiled to me and stuff. Alright, and then she's still got her little... I remember I was trying to grab this reference, and I'm just like, don't look at any of the other pictures, though I do actually have to, Okay, I can't, I need one more reference that has her belt. I need a reference that has her belt in it. No, I don't want to know anything. I just want to see her belt, but I also have to take a screen cap of it because so they actually use pure black in the line art. That's really helpful. I am, however, I will remember just enough that, yeah, it won't matter for me. I'll also remember just enough. So I mean, I also tend to play games like when they first come out. I just play if I'm really excited about a game, I'm going to play it right away. So I can't really pull that trick. Not for me anyway. Or should this be? This actually should be higher. Never mind, I'm bad. She put it as a high-waisted kind of thing. Okay. But yeah. I'm very excited to finish it as well. It's been a really great game. See, especially if it's new, I want to, especially if I've been excited for it, I definitely want to dive right in immediately. It's either I kind of forget about it for like years, and I, what is it, Danganronpa, where I just never bought it, really, or I just didn't get into it right away. Or I have to play it right away. Yeah? I absolutely have to shrink her head, but we'll get there. Her head's too big. Her head's too big. No, not Shift T, Control T. Maybe not that small. Jeez. I bought Vita for Miku. I think the thing is, like, I also have, like, what is it? You know, I'm always like, I want to do it right away. I have new toy. So what's something that will happen occasionally, though, is that I'll be like, oh, I want to play this, and then I buy it, and then I don't immediately fall into it. So then I'll be like, oh, and then I'll forget about it. So, like, I did actually buy, Danganronpa V3 back when it came out in Japan, before the English release. but I didn't get into it. It didn't vibrate away with me. I don't know how I want her mouth to be shaped. And so because of that, it became really easy for me to, fall off of it. And then I never finished it. Until I did it on stream. And then, I mean, when I finished it on stream, like, obviously, it went, you know, I finished it. She does actually have a ibex. They actually drew it in, too. I'm not happy with her mouth again. Damn it. Her eyes are too big. I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew, but you know, what can I do? Shoka's cute though. Her eyes are too high up on her head, aren't they? They're also not shaped right, damn it. I actually have come to like pretty much the entire cast. It's pretty crazy. I didn't think I was gonna like the entire cast as much as I do by the end of the game. I was a lot more on the fence about a handful of them. I was definitely a lot more on the fence about a couple of them. And I don't want to say exactly who, because I feel like that's... Even just hinting at that is a bit of a spoiler. Or at least it can be for some people. Like, if I say, like, oh, this character gets better, like... I don't know. So I will say, like, I end up... I guess saying, like, I like them more because of more things that they do. I guess that's a fair, you know, general statement. That's not too bad. Because, of course, you know, as you go further in the story... they're gonna do more things. God, this is actually kind of hard for me to get right. This is getting a little finicky. I'm being really finicky about this. I'm being too picky for a sketch, aren't I? But she doesn't look right. She doesn't look like Shoka. Something's like not right at all. Is it the lack of lipstick? I can't tell what it is. Something's just not right. It doesn't even look like Shoka. Oh, I know what it is. It's the eye shape. That's bugging me. There we go. Oh. Short Stream Raiders break. Oh. Eh? Oh, there we go. Stream Raiders scared me. Whoa. Hold on. Hopefully we can do this. Okay. Go! I don't know if this actually helps us. It might not. I don't know. Uh-oh. Go, go, go! Go! Go, go! Go, go! Come on! Come on! Oh, I don't think we're gonna make it. Oh, maybe? No. Probably not. Oh! Oh! Oh. Oh no! That's okay. Let's try again. What's this? Try again. Try again. Okay, we try again. Okay. I think it's also that the eyes are squarer as well as droopier. Does that even make sense? Like, she just looks so much more done with life. I mean, she's a Reaper, so she is very done with life. But, like, you know what I mean. She's just so done with everything. She is, though. I mean, that's why that's one of the reasons I like her a lot. I love her snarky attitude. She's great. She's great. But she also clearly likes the main character. Like, God, yes! She's so tsun, it's adorable. Maybe it's the shape of her head. I think it's actually the shape of her head, too. I think I'm getting the shape wrong. Ah! trying to figure out what I'm not managing to capture here. Is it my usual style being too round, I think? I think that's definitely making this harder. This is a lot closer, okay. I'm trying to, like, figure it out. Yeah. I've been... Goddamn. And you just kind of like completely toss it and just start it again. Valid, but doesn't make it any less annoying. How? It's actually, this is a lot. This, oh, her head also, I see also what makes her head look pretty big. Did I get it? It actually looks like Shoka. I did it! It actually looks like her. Like, not a, like, obviously not a carbon copy, but it actually looks like a Shoka face. God, yes, thank you. Now it's just a matter of pairing this off with the rest of it. God, that was... Because the worst thing is I also can't figure out, like, how to, like, what exactly. I'm so bad at, like, figuring, like, I'm very... I do things very much by feel. And I don't have, like, words to describe it either. I think I'm gonna, like, adjust some of the things on the side as well while I'm here. And then her neck should be like this, and there's going to be a very big shadow here. Because that's just how Tuwui be. Big shadows and solid black. It's actually the one reason I had a screen cap for it instead of instead of anything else, because like you'll get, if you try to just copy paste the image, it'll have a black background because it's transparent PNG, but then it just means they blend into it because their line art is black. Like actually like black. I'm thinking about finally restarting what is it? Ring Fit, maybe? Big on that maybe though. Big if true, as they say. But we'll see, we'll see. But I might. Now that my foot is better too, I can safely do it. Yeah, I have to make a lot of... Oh, I have to clean up my space a lot when I do it. I have to make a lot of room for it, unfortunately. Like, I have a very, as one would expect of a Japanese apartment, it's very cramped. Well, cramped sounds like a bad thing. I like small spaces. Less to clean. Less to have to worry about being a hot mess. I think our arm, actually, this arm should go in more, which would hopefully deal with the, Now it's a matter of, can I get this to look right? Yeah, I did enjoy. I actually went through the whole story of Ring Fit, but I kind of stopped really quickly after that. I mean, that's how a lot of things go for me. I lose interest very fast. Sometimes, and by sometimes I mean a lot of the time. I actually kind of hate putting hoods up because it makes it really hard for me to get the shoulder right. Like, her shoulder's wrong here. Her shoulder looks wrong. But I can't seem to make it look right with the hood. Oh, God, I hate this. I'm gonna be able... I mean, I know... The funniest thing is... Also now I can just hide it. Right? Because there's probably gonna be too much, like, shading underneath her chin that doesn't actually matter. So it doesn't actually really matter. Like, this entire section could just be a and nobody would know. I don't know what to do with that shoulder. And still, stylistically, it would look right. As they say, work smart, not hard, or something? I don't know. Oh, I don't think I've heard this one very much. The Japanese version, anyway. So I don't know what we're gonna be doing when it comes to the buildings. I'm gonna figure that one out. Not today. I look at that and I go, not today. I look at that perspective and I'm just like, no. Nope, it's out of there. I'm not very good with perspective. The fact the the sketch, the half-ass sketch, even like looks halfway decent is a freaking miracle. I don't draw backgrounds very much, but this piece would feel like something's missing if I don't actually draw Shibuya. Like you have to draw. Like if she's sitting on the 104 building, you have to see the rest of the city. It'd be wrong to not have it. It would look weird. Alright, still do her tail though. How many kinks? One, two. Yeah, 2 bumpies. And then it curves in. Like dish.
Shoka tail.
I think I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. It looks a little too long. No, that looks a little too short. The Eternal Dilemma. Can't find the right length. I really love Louis music. I remember the first time I went to Shibuya. I went over. See, I put Louis music on my phone, on my MP3 player. I was listening to Louis music. That actually needs to be a tighter, like little kinky tail. Needs to be a tighter kink in the tail. Like I remember, I actually specifically only listened to Louis music for the first time. I was like, it's just like my Japanese video games. It's so cringe. But it does really look exactly like the way it did in the game. Well, at least the time I went to it. Now it's gonna look more like now it's gonna look more like Neo to Louis than OG to Louis. Like the building, the 109 building, the Tokyo building, actually they have a new logo. I'm not really a fan of it. Actually, even Neo to Louis is outdated already. There's outside the Shibuya station next to Hachiko, there's a this old train car that's sitting there. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they decided to move that train car to another location. So it's not even there anymore. I was actually, when I got there the first time in Neo Tour, I was like, did they actually decide to take it out or did they leave it? Like, it's barely in Neo Tour, but it's there. So, even Neo Tour is already behind. But they only removed it, like, last year. It's a shame. It was so noticeable. It was arguably just as iconic as Hachiko, I would say. It was a very big, noticeable thing. Well, see, then you would just be changing it all the time. Shibuya changes a lot. Well, maybe a lot, but also like not a lot. Okay, it finally looks like Shoka. It'll look a little better also when I start to ink it and put more of like her lipstick, because without her lipstick it's definitely a little funky. I probably won't do the whole thing today. I said this before, but yeah, I'm probably not doing the whole thing. You know, I want one of these chocolates. Oh, I got a message on Discord. Let me see who it is. Whoa. Okay. Let's move these. My chocolate's okay. It's not Andy's Candy's level of mint chocolate candy. It's acceptable. Alright. Here comes the fun. And by fun, I mean pain! Pain Pecco. Because now I'm gonna have to be like super picky about my shadows and how thick these lines are. But yeah, I've actually finished. I'm actually really late game, like week 3, day 6. So I really wanted to finish it today, if not tomorrow. Because I know, and I've been recording most of the parts, but I've been stopping when I can feel like I'm gonna start grinding. Or when there's not really that much going on, when it's just movement. But I do have a lot of clippy level footage. So I'm hoping that I can start to put some of that together as some YouTube only content. So if you're interested in that sort of thing and don't mind so there will be, I'll probably label where the spoilers are for, obviously. That's the one thing. So I'm probably gonna have a bunch of different clips as well, because I don't wanna spoil people who want to see a reaction for something that they have seen. I don't know. Because for me, that's actually something I want to go and like watch afterwards. It's like I definitely want to see people's reactions, because that's one thing. That's one thing I kind of started doing these sorts of games. Why I like to stream them, even though right now I'm deciding for new games, I don't want to do it right when it comes out. I'd rather just make it maybe a YouTube thing. Just because it's like, you don't... It definitely hurts numbers to be doing a new game and not having a lot of... And not having enough of an audience that isn't going to care about the spoilers. And I do still want to grow my stuff. Dun, 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 dun. But I still want to be able to share my reactions, because I at least think, in my opinion, I think being a very emotional person, right? It means that my reactions are all over the place. And I think it's at least entertaining to watch, maybe? Maybe? I'm actually really worried about whether or not I want to post one, because I also get really emotional. And I'm a little worried if I should or shouldn't post one, because it's a very strong reaction, but like, I don't know if it's content that somebody wants to really watch. I don't know. It's a very big scene, and I definitely think it's valuable in the terms of like reaction, seeing people's reactions. But it was definitely a emotionally distraught Mimi during that scene. It doesn't help that a lot of the time I get to these cutscenes like when it's really late at night, so I'm like sleepy, so then I easily cry. I mean, I cry easily just in general, but it's even easier like when, you know, I'm getting ready for sleepy time. Sometimes I sit in Neo Tui and I don't go fight anything, I don't go do anything because I just want to listen to the music. The music's so good. I'm scared to do her face in inks. I'm so scared. Okay, Night Simmers, thank you for the read again. And Oyasumimi. Wait, is that right? Okay, no. I put something outside. And I put some of the bigger laundry outside because according to the weather report, it's not gonna rain today. So I'm having to be careful because some of it's like a sheet, so it's my futon actually, and so it's hung over the side, so I have to be careful that if it starts to rain, I have to go outside and go bring it in. Because if it gets wet, then that kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, Oyasumimi. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your sleep. Thanks for stopping by. I'm scared to start her face and screw it up again and have to spend forever getting her face right again. I'm scared. Hello, stream's going okay. Thank you for the oh, it's a little high up. What? Every time, it's always in the wrong spot. Why is it locked? There you go. But it's going good. I'm just drawing Shoka. I definitely don't think I'm gonna finish it today, but I'm gonna do what I can before I go back and try to finish the game itself. Because I'm really close to finishing. And I'm very excited. I'm scared of what I'm gonna see at the end, but I'm very excited to finish. The good news is about playing more after I end a stream day is that I don't have to set up as much to record the rest of it. I can just kind of move stuff around and turn off stream, and then I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to do as much setup. But how are you also? I kind of wish I knew other people that played at my pace or close to it. Oh, this character is from Neo: The World Ends With You. She's not a spoiler, but I'm drawing her because of spoilers, because she did some really cool stuff further in the story. But nothing spoiler here. All I'm gonna say is she's very cool. And I'm trying to imitate the style a bit of Neo Tui. Well, Tui in general. Because I really like it. It's one of my favorite things about the game. But she's a great character. She's very cute also. Though I think after I finish stream, I'm gonna have to go and quickly finish up one of my comms. I've got like a small thing to do and then crop them into the 3 sizes. Yay! But yeah, Neo Tui's been great. I think, oddly enough, I feel like I've been able to go through it faster because I've been off stream. Even though I get just as, if not more, distracted by everything else in my room. And maybe it's because I don't have to, like, talk. Maybe. I don't know. Take a look. Okay, what's the name of this song? Because this is the song that I've been loving. Breaking Free, the battle theme. Okay. Thank you. I needed that. Because this battle theme I've been really enjoying whenever it comes up. Breathe out. I hope the audio balance is okay. I'm using YouTube today for music because I really want to listen to Wooey music. Whoa! Hold on, I'll do that in 1 sec. Let me adjust her hairline. Line art. Oh, take a look at me. Okay. Again, Stream Raiders time! Stream Raiders! Last call! While I figure out where we're gonna put this thing. Let's make these guys weaker. Okay. Go! Go, go, go! Go, 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 go! Dun 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 dun! Wow! Go, 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 go! Did we do it this time? We did! Yay! Random! Benjo TTV and Ari Bumba, congrats! Got me! We'll stick with the easy ones again. What the heck is this? Okay. Okay. Okay, back to the ink time. And also what sucks is that often, a lot of the music, like as good as it is though, like you can't ever listen to too much of it because something happens that makes it restart or pick a different song. And you're like, no! I wanted to keep listening to that! Eh? Stream Raiders! So, weird. It didn't give the auto message that I started a match, but I did. You should be able to place units now. Okay. DMCAs? Eh? No, you won't get DMCA for it. No, I mean like in the game itself, because something will happen in the game. Something will happen during the game. So like you get really into it, and then it's just like, oh yeah, now we're gonna change this the music, and you're like, no. I mean, this song is good too, but no. Oh no. I somehow have dodged. I have not gotten a single DMCA ever, despite really only listening to. I mean, granted, I'm only listening to Weep stuff, but. And a lot of game or remix versions too. Take a look at me. Yeah, when the game will just change the music, like, no, but that was such a good song. I want to keep listening. Stop. I think my favorite, they added a mechanic where you can actually like kind of play along with the music, and it's a way that you dash around the overworld, and I love it so much. But I will say some of them are easier for me than others. Some of them have an easier beat to follow. Alright, so now I know what this song is, the title-wise, so that I can find it in the game. In one of the song shops. I definitely know that at one point I do want to sit down maybe and try to get as many of the trophies, or rather achievements, as I can. I bought it on Switch, so there's no like PSN achievements or anything, but God. Okay, actually so far it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. What the hell? I'm still really scared to touch her eyes. We'll get there, one step at a time. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, I should be able to announce very soon my subathon thing. That's gonna happen in a few weeks. Soon. Very soon, this week, hopefully. I'm gonna have to adjust. Okay, her shoulder's in the wrong spot. God There we go, there we go. Everything's lined up here. I'm gonna do for it, I'm gonna reveal my new outfit. What do I have as my list? I know I have a weird soda as one of them. What else do I have? I forgot. I'd actually have to go check. I forgot. I have, I think, some really big ones that I can remember. What else did I have? Let's see. Doing a Duolingo stream because it'd be funny. I have to play a male character in Herbs. Is one of them. A Nuzlocke. Reading the entire Bee movie, and I've never watched the Bee movie, so that'll probably just make it funnier. Yeah, I've never actually watched the Bee movie. So I don't know what happens in it. Nope. I've never needed to see it. It's a DreamWorks movie. I'm a Disney kid. How would I watch DreamWorks that didn't actually look good? I had no reason to watch it. But I'm gonna read the whole script. If anything, I think that'll probably make it far more entertaining. Probably. I know, I was saying on another stream that the only things I know is that I think the lady wants to, I've heard jokes that the lady wants to fuck the bee. And that, there's a court scene. That's it. That is all I know about the Bee movie. Like, I've seen pictures. I know it's not like a joke. That it really was a movie that came out, but I don't know anything else about it. Yeah. I'm sure it'll probably be probably the best part about it. That'll probably actually be the best part about reading it and not having ever watched it. That I'll be like, what? I mean, the whole concept sounds pretty weird. Like, the little that I do know sounds really weird. I mean, it can't be less weird than I already think it is, probably. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be a meme and a joke if it, and it wouldn't, you wouldn't have, like, the joke of, like, I'll copy-paste the entire script of the Bee movie if, like, it wasn't ridiculous. I know just enough that I know it's going to be an experience. And by never having watched it, it'll be a bigger experience. Your Twitter is a bee movie rep. I'm not gonna ask to have it explained because I legitimately, if it's gonna happen, I want to be as blind as possible. Because I really think it'll be funnier this way. Just once until the routine to feel once more. Wake up, leave your hesitation. Wake up, time for us to realize. Wake up, no appreciation. Wake up, time for us to realize. I see. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun if we get to that goal. But to say that I'm worried that we might not actually make it there would be an understatement. Not even a big subathon, but... Alright, I gotta remember, no soft. Sharp. Gotta be sharp. Sharpy sharp. Wake up, leave your hesitations. Wake up, time for us to realize. Wake up, show appreciation. Wake up, time for us to realize. Calling is such a good song. I'm afraid to tab over though to this song. Just a little bit. I can't tell if it's the Neo mix or not. They did actually have a little warning on a lot of them if they had spoilers in their video or something. Basically, I included things that I'm pretty sure I'd already listened to in the game. There's like one that I would argue probably is one reason I won't link the playlist. Because it's mid spoilers. But the rest of it's pretty safe. Up, don't leave your hesitation. Wake up, time for us to realize. I love this music so much. I'm actually really surprised how good the line art's go. I didn't think it's gonna go this good. I haven't drawn like this in... Well, okay, again, like I actually already said this, and I know I already said this, but I'm gonna say it again. I haven't like seriously attempted to copy Chihuahua's style outside, like, obviously, you know, like I said, I did the Mimi style, the Mimi and Chihuahua style, but before that, I haven't done this in a very, very long time. Also, I apologize if you guys hear the construction site. There's nothing I can do about that. Trust me, I wish I could. They've been driving me insane for like weeks. Wake up, time for us to realize. Hopefully they finish building that house soon. Fun fact, yeah, a lot of Japanese people, when they move to a new place, they build a new house. Sounds incredibly wasteful, I know. But that's the thing that they do. And when I've told students that, like, no, we just buy a house that's already there. They're like, what? You don't build a new house? Like, why? That's wasteful. And expensive. I don't actually understand, like, what exactly is the reason they always tear down and, build a new house. I actually don't... Maybe there's a history behind it, but I don't actually know. But it's also, like, not like the building codes change very often. Yeah, the other house was torn down a while ago. But yeah, they pretty much, they tear it down when they move, and then you buy the plot of land, not the actual house. It's very... Yeah, to me, like, to my America brain, I'm like, that's really wasteful. You know? I mean, it probably kind of is, but I digress. Like, it's not like we don't have construction projects happening, but, like... See, the thing that I don't get is, like, what does, you know, building your own house do for you? Like, you can't just have someone modify the house? I don't get it. I could look in... I should look at some point, like, why does this happen in Japan, but I haven't. But that's a very common thing here, that they're like, wait, what do you do? Like, how do you buy a house? Like, what do you mean you don't build a house? What happens when you buy the land? Like, you bought the house, not the land. You bought the house and the land. The house is already there. Come, uh-oh, here I come, uh-oh. Like, they already built the house for you. You just move in. Like, I won't deny that there's probably some benefits to, like, having the house built specifically for what you need. But, like, yeah. That's the other thing, like, one thing is that they're always very surprised when I say, like, oh, my dad put in a bar by himself. Like, and when you say, like, oh, like, did you paint the room yourself, or did you know, hire somebody? They always say hire somebody. I'm like, you're just painting up and down. It's not that hard. So like you paint, like my parents painted most of the rooms in my house. Like you just go up and down with the roller. It's not that hard. But they're not very DIY when it comes to these sorts of things. I'm sure that there are at least some legalities around it. That certain things definitely can't be done as a DIY, but like, I'm sure something probably related to electricity is probably super dangerous. So they probably can't do it themselves, but... But yeah. To me, it's just like, that just sounds like really wasteful of materials. Like, yeah, sure, your construction dudes get a job, but like, they could be building other stuff. Like, anything. Literally anything! They could be building anything! Round and round we enjoy the chase. Round and round we enjoy the chase. Round and round we enjoy the chase. But yeah. I think the thing is, it's like, I don't know. They're very, like, I don't want to say anti-DIY, but they don't do it very often. Like, the idea of even just painting a simple, like, plain color for your room, they're like, no, you go hire somebody. I'm like, but it's just up and down. A toddler can do it. I mean, I wouldn't want a toddler with real paint. Especially unsupervised, but like, you know, a toddler could assist. You know, as like a token. They'd probably have a great time, honestly. But, yeah. That's a very, like, I guess in Japan it's just a very, they don't really do this whole DIY, a lot of them. Not all of them, I'm sure. But they don't do this sort of projects by themselves. They just don't even, like, see it as an option. Even though some of them are just, like, really simple. Like, when I tell them that, like, my dad built together a whole shed, they're like, what? He did what? Or, like, that he built a bar window into our, dining area. They're like, what? I mean, I'm sure it's, at least with the ladder, especially, some people are like, even in the States, people will be like, what? Though the shed was literally a, you put the 4 walls up and that's it, the end. So it wasn't even like a hard, like, thing. It was literally just pull the 4 of them together, get some friends, and put the 4 walls, and then, put some nails in, and then you're done. It was that level of, like, it was like putting a big birdhouse together, it was like putting a birdhouse together level thing. It was just bigger, you know? Right, she doesn't actually have any bottom lines on her hair. Not a full bottom line. But yeah. Make sure I erase this line too. Scared of the face. I'm scared of the face. I'm scared of the face. I'm scared to draw the face. Because everything else Except maybe her hand looks a little big. Looks actually about right. Like, it looks right in style. But then I'm scared of making her face look wrong. Ah! I'm scared. I'm kind of really happy with how it's turning out, the line art and everything. Oh. But this will probably be on the shorter side just so I can finish Neo to Wooey today. I apologize that it is gonna probably be on the shorter side. I keep saying the same things over and over, and I also apologize for that. That's just kind of how I am, unfortunately. Oh yeah, fun little side thing I'm doing. I'm adding glasses to all of the Idol Manager girls. I've done, well, the ones that don't have any. So I did the 0 pose one, the 1 pose one, 2, 3, 5, because 4 already has a pair, 6, and 7. So I have 8, 9, and 10, or 8, 10, and 11 need them. And I've actually got it to work in game. So it's just a matter of finishing all of them and then maybe making it actually available for people to use if they want to. I don't know. I guess if I bother to make it, I might as well. Right? Might as well share it with anybody that wants it. But I definitely want to, at least for my own sake. A bonk! Why a bonk? I really want to have more things for the trigger fire. I've been thinking about what to add as well. Also, thank you for the wrist stretch. I will in a second. I've been talking too much. I haven't actually been hurting. My wrist is pretty okay so far. No, this needs to be further down. Trying to make this look right. I'm being really picky, huh? Oh my god, they're bonking really hard. Oops. Hello? Huh? Why is my... my Joy-Con died. Let me see how... Oh no, it's dead. I gotta be right back. I gotta go get the alternative Joy-Con. Be right back. Oh my god, they're bonking so loud. I gotta swap Joy-Cons. Whoa! As I fling the Joy-Con end piece across the room. I think I gotta connect it up. Okay. I'm back. But I think I've gotta hook this in Bluetooth. Joy-Con. There you go. Let's test it. Let's make sure it's still working. Yes, good. Okay. Let me do that wrist stretch. Wrist stretch. Hold on, let me put my other end of my headphone. Ready, no parts. be. Thank you. Give me chance. I really should buy the Joy-Con like charging station thing. No, not really. Actually, not at all. I don't really watch TV at all. And if anything, I'm kind of, part of me not watching it like out of principle because I'm kind of mad that they're still having it. Like, a lot mad actually. Maybe not a lot mad, but I'm definitely very frustrated that it's happening. Despite everything else. It's not very positive for me. And I also, I mean, in general, I also just don't care about sports. I don't even care about sports either, so... I don't even think, like, any of my family would really watch, the Olympics. Or if they did, it was just because, like, it was on. And that was about it. But itself, yeah, I don't really watch the Olympics to begin with, but especially given the circumstances, I'm kind of avoiding watching it or trying to pay too much attention to it because I'm just gonna get more angry. Maybe after this, I'll try to finish out the Idol Sim glasses. Because I don't think I'm gonna... maybe I'll put the flats down. Because I'm gonna struggle with the buildings a lot. Which one was that one? Like I said, I don't really know much about the Olympics. I know one of my coworkers is like, I don't really care about the Summer Olympics. Like, all the sports I like are winter, so the only ones she cares about were, like, the Winter Olympics. And I'm just like, I don't even watch sports. I'm a very indoorsy person. I think the thing is that even though, like, I'm a very indoorsy person, like, I still like having the options to go outside. And that's the one thing that I like about... This is jumping, like, around, but... The one thing that I don't like about with the States is that how you have to have a car to get places. And as somebody who doesn't like driving / driving makes me incredibly uncomfortable. For me, living in the States is kind of painful. Pain pecco. Oh, I didn't put the actual end piece on. Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, I think it's like all the way over there. Oh, no, it's right here. Never mind. Stream Raiders time! Let's take a look at the piece, though. Alright, the legs definitely still need a lot more lines, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Her legs actually might be too short. Anyway, we'll get there. Dig me deep. Give me chance. Dig me deep. Go, 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 go. Oh no. Oh no, I might be alone. Oh no. If we can beat this big guy. Oh, we got him. We got him. We can do this. Yay! Nice! Congrats! What is this? Level unknown. Oh no. It should be okay. Oh no. Well, this one. Okay. Okay, back to Shoka. Well, thank you. But yeah. What was I saying? I forgot. Alright, I thought that her legs might be a little short. Find the mark. Whoops. Gimme chance. Dun 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 bum bum ba da bum. Okay. Oh, she ties them actually here. Okay, noted. She ties them about here, like at the midway. How they stay, I will never know. This is such a good song. And her back leg, I feel like there should be actually just a bit of like actual just solid black shading. Alright, and then there does need to be a bit of shading on this part. Okay, so then I do this. This still needs a bit of I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how much line thickness I need. Oh, this should actually be lower then. There we go, like that. Because I actually did do what I've started doing actually. Gosh, this music's so good. But what else was I gonna talk about today? Oh yeah, I remembered something. So last week, this one teacher, he was just throwing around words because like he's trying to explain like word number, like the number prefixes, right? And so he just throws out of there like randomly quadricycle, and I'm like, is that a thing? Apparently it is. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Quadricycles and pentacycles are actually real. Because we then went over and looked it up on Google, of course. And I was just like, what? What? Why? Like, was there a time where these dudes thought, like, more wheels equals faster? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think that would make a lot of sense for, like, old-timey people, I guess. They'd be like, more wheels, more power. Go fast. Without realizing that, like, you gotta pedal fast. It looks so weird, too. I think the weirdest one is the pentacycle one of them. The pentacycle is weird because it's like, it's got the wheel in the middle. Yeah, fun for the whole I guess? It's so crazy! Like, I was just, like, looking at it going, like, what? What? Who thought this was gonna work? I mean, I guess it worked. Like, it's fine. It's just like, what was the purpose here? What was the end goal here? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what the purpose was, but at least the picture's entertaining. Cause yeah, I was like saying like, I mean, yeah, quadricycle's a valid word. I just don't think it's a thing, is it? And so we looked it up. And it's apparently really a thing. And we were just like, wow. That looks dumb. Like in a good way dumb, okay? Like, it was worth looking it up. I will actually say that. It was worth the Google search. Man, I kind of want to order McDonald's today. Oh, really? That's interesting. Why don't they do it anymore? Is it because they don't need it? Do they not need it for parallel parking anymore? I guess that would be why, right? I see, I see. Not as practical or not as necessary anymore. Fair. I mean, I guess not a lot of places really need you to parallel park anymore either. So there's also that. And they just realized that parallel parking is dumb. So they just kind of stopped needing it in most places except it was absolutely necessary. Does anybody actually like parallel parking, man? I mean, I just don't like driving in general. Like, that's just a thing in general I don't like. But, like, does anybody even like parallel parking? I think only crazy people like it. It's so, yeah, it's super stressful. Like, I understand why it exists, because, like, in some spaces, some areas, like, that's the only way you're gonna be able to get a car to fit, right? Like, that's the only way you're gonna get a bunch of a bunch of cars. Wait a sec, this is the wrong direction. Like, I get why it exists. But also, fuck it. There we go. Like, I just don't like driving in general, but yeah. Same. Oh no, see, I when I get in a car, I realize, like, even if I'm just passenger, I'm like, this is why I don't like cars. Like, I suddenly remember why I don't like cars and roads. It's not about the safety about it. It's that for me, I think the thing about it to me is that it feels like wasted time a lot of the time. Like, if we had public transportation, I could be reading while I'm on my way to work. And the only person who has to spend their time is the person that's getting paid to spend their time driving. And to me, also, it is an anxiety attack waiting to happen for things, so... It's very easy for driving to set off my panic attack. Set off a panic attack, so that doesn't help either. Alright, let's add our pattern to her socks. Or that's Battle Skin. Deep breath, it's time for the face. It's time for the face, but her legs still look really short. I think I'm gonna... Damn it. I need to adjust this. This is bothering me now. Her legs look too short because the dress is too long. I think I'll finish the inks and then I'll call it for today. Maybe I'll play some flats. I don't know. We'll see. See how long it takes me to get these lines to look right. Chronic, hello! I just saw who did that. How are you, Chronic? We're trying to draw Shoka and also in stylistically correct look. And it's going. You doing better than last night? That's good. I'm glad. Me too. I'm doing better than yesterday too. Majima wa owari. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Well, that's good, yeah. We're just drawing Shoka. But yeah, I'm trying to get the style right. I might shrink her hands, actually. Yeah, we're gonna fix her hand a little bit. It looks too big. And actually, her fingertips should only be the thing visible because... Yeah. Oh. Up. But yeah, this stream may be a little shorter than my usual Tuesdays because, like I was saying earlier, I want to finish Neo to Wooey. I'm actually very close. I really want to see the ending. I want to feel the emotional emptiness that is finishing another game. But also, I want to see the ending. I'm very excited, and I do have to record and then make a few more clips because there's a couple of clips that I think I can post earlier, and a couple clips that I'll have to make and then hold on to for a little while because of how spoilery they are. I just want to hold on them a little bit longer. Also, we might finish up. I did figure out how to mod accessories into Idol Manager. Which we might play tomorrow if I finish Neo to Wooey tonight. If I finish Neo to Wooey tonight, we'll play Idol Manager after Joey and I play, It Takes Two, if he's awake for it. If he's not, then I'll just jump into Idol Manager for a little bit. Otherwise, if I'm not done with Wooey, which I don't know. It's gonna depend how long this last segment is. Yeah, It Takes Two has been a lot of fun. Joey and I, we had to take a couple weeks break because his internet had a little bit of trouble, and then he was like really tired one day. So, and he had work the next day. So I was just like, do you wanna not? And he said, oh yeah. Kind of forgot because, you know, we had the 1 week off where his internet was broken. It'll probably be the same deal. I have to see if he's up for it or not tomorrow. Depending how much we have left, I'm not sure. If we think it's gonna be quick, maybe if we think we might be able to, maybe next week I'll adjust and do a little bit on Tuesday, if he's okay with it. My Tuesday. We got to the part where the book's having his intervention thing, and I forget which zone we stopped in. We did the snow globe. That part I remember with the magnets. I think we're at the part with the leaf on the plants in the grass, the garden, I think. But like I said, it's also been 2 weeks, so my memory is a bit hazy. So that's I can't tell how much more. I can't, and I'm not even sure if like when we get the thing, like the finished note, like will that be, is that the end? Yeah, like when we first, like I was a little surprised. Joey pointed out like when we started that it was that like Callie and Kiara took about 4 playthroughs. So I'm not as surprised, but I'm like realizing like, damn, this is a kind of long game. A lot longer than I expected it would be. It seemed like one of those like pretty quick, like Biped. Did you watch Biped? Anybody play Biped or buy it yourself? Like Biped was one like 2-3-ish hour session. Like it was really short. Like not necessarily in a bad way. I think it was like a really good length. I think Biped was a really good length. Okay, yes, her legs look a lot better here. That said, I think her back leg needs to be a little bit thicker. Which, thankfully, I don't actually have to do too much. I can actually just erase just a smidge. A way out was 4 to 5 hours? Really? I see. You thought it was gonna be around there. It seems like it's a full, like, story kind of situation for It Takes Two. Which for me, as somebody who likes story, like, that's great. But definitely not what you expect when it comes to a co-op game. Because, you know, especially for a co-op game, right? And it's a game that's designed as a co-op, right? I have not played A Way Out, but I've been told that there are yabai. And I literally have no interest in the art style. I don't like realism games. I don't like games that try to look like real things, usually. Give me my colorful fantasy worlds any day. Like, it sounds pretty, like, superficial, but it's true. If it's not colorfully cute style, then my interest in it shoots down. I can't believe this was a dream. But Joey wants me to play it, but he also doesn't think I'm gonna like it, so it's like, why? He's like, I don't think you're gonna like it, but I want to play it together. I'm like, but why? Because telling me it's like, I don't think you're gonna like the game, it's like, then I don't want to play it. I actually have a pretty good sense of like games I think I'm gonna like or not like. So like when I buy games, I actually don't have too much trouble, right? I don't usually regret things too much after buying a game. So way I am. Which is good, because then it never really means that, like, I don't really end up having to worry about, like, oh, I want to get a refund, or, like, I want to get rid of this game. I usually have a pretty good sense of games that I like, or games that I will enjoy. And as much as superficial as it is, aesthetic, the visuals of the game are just as important to me as the gameplay itself, so... Saying same creators doesn't for me even, doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be something I like, because if it doesn't look cute, don't want to play it. Don't really care if I play it or not. Okay. I need to put a big shadow here. As somebody who usually avoids heavy black like this, that's scary. Code Vein. I've heard of it, but I've not. No. I actually don't even know what it's about either. Isn't it that one MMO with like crazy character creation, but like I don't know about any substance to it? See, you say Dark Souls and I'm like, nope. Nope, probably not a game for me. I'll have a very unfun, angry time, and if I get actually frustrated, I don't have a good time anymore. Okay, it's time for the scary part. Her face. As I say, and procrastinate her face even more. Okay, I'm gonna make a new layer because I don't want to fuck up her face. I'm scared. And plus, honestly, anybody that says, like, what is it? Anytime anybody says, like, oh, it's like, what would I say? Something Dark Souls, like, honestly, does that even mean anything anymore? I've never even played Dark Souls. I don't play Western games. Well, see, it's not her face that's scary. It's scary trying to draw it so that it doesn't look like poop. Because she also has this really weird mouth shape, too. Which I'm trying to get. Three-minute clapping song. I won't ever give in, no matter how much you pull me in. Yeah, it's very, was like, I mean, to be fair, she does have a bit, you could say she has a bit of a resting bitch face. Almost. Almost. She looks kind of angry a lot, but also just, like, done with life. I will learn to swim. Dude, she's got these really droopy eyes. I love Shoka. She's amazing. Honestly, the whole cast in Neo to Wooey is great. I love that the group is just kind of like, they're all a bunch of idiots holding like 7 conversations all at once. Like one of them is just like thinking to himself, and the other 2 are like arguing over something stupid. And then they go like, hey bro. And he's like, what? Because I'm on my way. You up. Let me wake you up. They're so cool. Like, I just love the game. I love Neo 2. I'm actually starting to see, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I like the cast even more than the original. Which, of course, there's some returning characters. But I think the story has just been, for me, really enjoyable. I can get... Dun 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 dun. 3-minute clapping song. Does it look right? Okay, it looks scary because she has no eye whites, but I think it looks right. Let me put the eye white in. And the eyebrow. The eyebrow's also missing. Did I do it? Almost, I think so. Until the time is up. Also, my throat's been really dry too, so maybe it's also for the best if I do a short stream today. If only because my throat's been killing me. It's been really dry, and I don't even know why. It's not like it's dry outside, right? Like, it's really humid outside. The air is stealing the the air is stealing all of my throat's what is it? Moisture. Clapping. Clapping, clapping, clapping. I'm done. I'll stop, I'm sorry. Wait, what the frick? It's been 2 hours already? What the hell? What the hell? Let me wake you up. Wonder why. Until the time is up, I can't give up. Regret. Hold on. Hold on, stream raiders. I think I did it. I think it looks like Shoka. I managed it! But we're gonna do stream raiders. And then we'll decide if I need to do any adjustments. Let's see. Here. Go, go, go! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Nice! Hesitation. Hard versus moderate. Let's go with the moderate. It's a very quiet day with stream raiders, so. It's a shame I don't do these more, but I don't want to distract from other things, so I only do this on draw stream days. Let's go with that one. Okay. Well, let's take a look. I think I did it. I think I did it. I think I did it. It looks like Shoka. I think it looks like Shoka, guys. I did it. Oh, thank God. It actually looks like Shoka. Her face looks a little wide. Maybe that's what the problem is. I could squish it, but it looks pretty okay like this too. And I'm scared. I'm scared to change it. I'm scared. So we're just gonna leave it. Oops. Alright, I think the legs need a little bit more thick line art to them. And then I'm gonna put this aside because I realize it's been 2 hours and... Well, it doesn't really feel like it's been 2 hours, but it's been 2 hours. But we will do one more stream raiders, and I think that'll be it for today, actually. I know that sounds like a very short stream for me. I normally stream a lot longer, but I'm not kidding when I say that I really want to play Neo 2 Wii. Because I also really want to play Idol Manager, but I also want to finish Neo 2 Wii first. You feel me? It's painful. I want to play the everything. I want to play everything at once and I can't. Oh, with this change on her leg, I might actually have to draw the whole building part. There we go. Like, I always want to just play the everything all at once. It's a problem. I'm actually just gonna keep the line art completely whole in the background. I'm gonna figure out the rest of the building in a bit. I'm getting like easily focused. I also probably should eat a little bit more today. I did not eat very much this morning. I got up kind of late. I was actually surprised my laundry finished in time because I started it late. And then I heard it beep and I was like, as I was about ready to hit the start stream, I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Because that would be like the 15-minute warning before stream. I was like getting ready and I was like, okay. I might have to do another laundry break bit. But not today. Not today. This looks not straight. Well, all right, and then let's make that. All right, I am actually gonna use the exact color palette. Man, most of her palette is so black though. Edgy. She's edgy. The worst thing is, like, because I want to do a background, right? That's what's gonna slow me down more than anything else. Like, I could probably finish the rest of this no problem. Like, it was just Shoka sitting. Because, like, shading is actually pretty easy with this style because it's cell shading, so it's pretty quick anyway. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say necessarily easy, but it's very quick when you know what you're doing, like where you're placing the shades, the shadows, and everything. But unfortunately, I wanted to draw I thought I would draw a background today. Mistakes were made. I'm just gonna put this as a little shoe. Some mistakes were made today. Oh well, I guess. Ugh. No. This. There. I love this tool so much. It's so helpful to not have to do it all by hand. Like, just being able to, like, circle it and, like, go that section, that section. Oh, I'd never heard this part of this song. Never gotten to this part while in the game. Shame, it's lit. Huh? There we go. Almost. Blah 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 blah. probably would not mind learning one of these songs. They're pretty fun. Okay, oh yeah, Mimi, thanks for stopping by. Alright, I gotta end. Let's see. Oh no, I died. Doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot. This looks like a little smiley face. It's okay. I am putting so many details into this. Way more detail than needs to be in here. Actually, no, that's a lie. This is actually the right amount of detail, and I know it. It's okay. It's just... whee! Tire. Oh, ow, ow, my hands, ow. Actually, ow. I'm gripping my pen with too much strength again. God damn it. I actually really want to go to the Tawui shop. Well, not to the shop. The Tawui, what's it called? The cafe that they have going on over at the Square Enix cafe. I at least want to go shopping. I want to buy the merch, yo. I want to buy the merch. I'm a simple being who likes merch. There we go. Damn it, I accidentally Damn it. Oh well, it's fine probably. And her hair is more brown than the rest of her black colors. Damn it! I knew this was gonna happen. I forgot because she doesn't have line art on the edge of her hair. It makes it really difficult to do what I normally do. There you go. Alright, so there's a couple spots that definitely should have no color. But the rest of this actually, hold on, let me, before I start erasing. Because her hair actually goes a bit beyond her lines so that they can fade a bit into her skin. So it looks like it's kind of fringed. Then let me just clean this up so that way these are absolutely 100%. Oh. It actually looks like Shoka. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I was super duper scared that it wasn't gonna look like Shoka. Shoka is really hard for me. Her face is really hard for me to get just right. Oh, this is on the face layer. There it is. Dun, 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 dun. This is a very different style than I normally do, huh? Like, it has some similarities, but the style is definitely a little different than usual. So it's definitely a challenge for me. That said, this is actually slightly blurred. I can't tell if it's makeup or dark circles. Maybe it's both. I was like having thought, like, I guess this is makeup. I was like, wait, where was the dark circles? Which one is it, Shoka? I mean, it's probably a bit of both, knowing Shoka and how done she is with life. I think her mouth should move up a little bit. Or her eyes should move down. Because now that she's colored, something still looks off. I guess that her... She looks right, but she doesn't look right. God damn it. I'm trying to figure it out. I think it's actually the nose. Maybe it's the nose. It's too high. Was that really it? Is that all I needed to do to make your face look longer? It actually does look a bit better already. I said it still does need to line up with the other half of it. But I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna actually move that instead of moving this one more to the... Okay. Here's my keyboard. Thank you. Whoops. Control D. Huh? I think I did it. Think. Oop. The building is actually quite light colored. I don't think I'm gonna put too much. I actually don't think I can I don't think I can brain in too much effort. I think I'm going to have to, like, do this a kind of cheaty way. I think I'm going to have to, or I'm going to drive myself insane. Trying to do something that's kind of out of my skill level. I don't think I've heard the Japanese version of this one. Also, these should probably be gray blues, but we'll get there. I think these should be gray blues, but we'll get there, we'll get there. Definitely more of a gray blue, because I'm gonna do... Oh, the sky is gonna be night sky, so it should be more blues. Then... yeah. There's a logic. I'm having brain. I promise I have brain. Sometimes. Well, it looks like buildings. I'll give it that. It looks like buildings. It actually kind of looks like buildings in a cityscape, sort of. Accomplishments. Huh. Alright, and then I want a very dark night sky. No, it should be the other way. Like that? Oh. And then there should always be, there has to be the big... Actually this should be... Oh, whoops. Okay. Actually, no. Should be the other way. I'm not very good at... I'm not very good at this. Wow, that's too big. Whoa, that's not very smooth. So I can't erase to this. I have to get the shape right. I can't ever erase. Oh boy. Oh boy. Should have started thinner and then worked my way. Oh well. I'm not very smart. There's so many good songs in Yotoui, it's like crazy. we go, there we go. Said I'm not gonna bother trying to finish it today. Maybe. Maybe lies. Maybe lies. But actually, there shouldn't be as much on this side either because there's actually a confirmed light on this sort of side. And it's a lot closer than anything else. It should be a lot sharper too. There should still be a slight bit of soft, but not a lot because Chihuahua doesn't do that very much. That said, I will probably put in a little bit of, I mean, this isn't gonna be perfect. It's already not perfect for a style reference, but... Alright, which color is this? This is that one. So I need to turn this more blue already. Because I want it to be more blue. I want it to be a cool color for all the grays. I want the grays to be cool colored, not warm. Oh, shoot. I want the grays to be a very cool gray whenever I use a thing, yeah. I'm not going to finish it on stream today. Well, that was a lie. That was a lie. I lied, I'm sorry. Not really, because like it just means more stream, but like... So it's not actually a bad lie, it's just a lie. Well, I guess we're gonna finish it because now I've already started shading, so it's like, well... And the background, I'm actually pretty okay with just doing minor edits to what I already have here. So, I suppose... I made a mistake! Well, Stream Raiders. At the same time, I can end now because Stream Raiders is done. Oh no, do I... Well, let's do the stream readers. Wow, the bot posted. Oh, it did actually post on time. Oh, I see. Let's see. Man, I'm hungry. Maybe I should end early for food. I'm hungry. It's a short stream. Could be a short stream. Ah! We did it! Nice. What's inside? What's inside? Nice, nice! I think I am gonna end here for today. So I might actually adjust her face still a little bit. I think I'm gonna try to do it off stream a little bit. But that said, actually good. It's actually coming along really nice. I'm gonna probably fix her face up a little bit because it still looks not quite right. I think it's all in the line art, especially for this style. So I'm gonna need to adjust it. But I think I need to take a break. Thank you guys for joining. I apologize, it was a very short stream for me. Only about 3 hours. It was a very short stream for me. But thank you guys for joining. I'm gonna go bonk us over to somewhere else. I'm gonna go bonk us over to, let's see. Let's see. Where should we go? Oh, I want to listen to Nelly sing. We're gonna go say hi to Nelly. She's singing. So we're gonna go say hi to Nelly. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll try to post this a bit, but I definitely want to go play some Tooie, so there's also that. But I'm also hungry. So a very short stream today, I apologize. But thank you guys for coming, and see you next time. Bye! Na na.